Hi there, and welcome to this thought leadership video series where I'm thrilled to be joined by the Group Chief Information and Technology Officer at Absa Bank, Johnson Idesoh. Johnson, absolutely wonderful to see you again. Thank you very much for your time.
Pleasure.
Let's talk about what can your customers be expecting when it comes to AI and your adoption. So I suppose a good question to kind of start off would be, how do you define the bank's AI strategy and adoption at the moment?
AI is a topic of the moment right now, isn't it? Yes, so it does actually take some definition and some clarity. So the way we think about this in Absa is, first and foremost, artificial intelligence has actually been about for quite a long time. There has been a shift, and I'll come on to discuss this in a second. There has been a shift in what it can do of late, and that does require a bank like ourselves to think very carefully about, what we use it for. And again, one of the things I'm consistent about is in line with our purpose and in line with our values, because customers trust us, and any technology we use, we've got to have that top and center. So what can customers expect? Really, if I simplify it, it's making the experience with us much more seamless. Whether that's interacting with us in a contact center, using the latest kind of AI to automatically transcribe conversations, to pull out points, to look up records of previous discussions. Whether if you're unfortunate as a customer to be subjected to fraud, I was using AI to help you when you register that fraud to deal with it. And where it becomes beneficial is clearly the speed at which one can respond, and the fact that we can have our colleagues focusing really on the areas of interactions with our customers that bring the human side to banking. So do we have a specific AI strategy? No, I'm always careful about this. We don't have a separate technology strategy or AI strategy, because our view on this is we have a strategy as Absa. AI is a particular type of technology that's very beneficial. How we use it to bring our strategy to life is really our focus area. But it's a really exciting time in AI, absolutely. And generative AI and agentic AI really are pivotal changes in technology. And like a lot of technology, they explode. They take a while to really find the use cases and the value cases, but over time, you see an acceleration in adoption, and that's what we're expecting to see.
You've mentioned Agentic AI. Why does Chat GPT say that Agentic AI is going to be smarter than me? You've quoted this, right?
Be careful what you say in public, eh? So the way I think about this is there are actually two different types of AI. So Chat GPT is what I would call generative AI. It generates new content. So I can go to Chat GPT. There are others, I should say, like Claude and DeepSeek, one could go to. You prompt it, that's the technical term for asking it questions, and it generates new content for you. And it's very powerful, for sure. Agentic AI builds upon generative AI to start making decisions. A good way to think about it is things like autonomous cars are becoming agentic. So they interpret information, they make decisions without human intervention. I think one of the big debates companies need to lean into in the next few years is how you train these models that you trust the decisions they're going to make. So agentic AI really are agents, almost think of them as colleagues in an organization that can do work, that can take input, that can then make autonomous decisions based upon what they learn. So that's how I differentiate the two. A Chat GPT generates new content. A human being asks it questions. You can interact and refine and refine and refine, but you're not really asking it to make autonomous decisions. Agentic AI agents, you are beginning to instantiate end-to-end activities that you're asking them to make decisions upon.
In January 2025, you stated that we're going through the hype cycle of AI. Do you still believe that? Do you still stand by what you say, because the world's changing so much?
The reason I say we're going through the hype is It has exploded on the scene. But I would argue if we look back in history, there was an initial overestimation on the impact of the internet. Look at the internet today. There was an initial overestimation on the impact of cloud. Look at where cloud is today. So I'm simply saying AI, and I really mean generative AI, agentic AI when I say this, I think is going through a similar pattern. The rate at which it's changing is hard to comprehend. Even for someone like myself in technology, it's really hard to comprehend. And it's being driven by a number of factors, which I won't go into. So I don't, for 1 second, dispute that. Where we are, however, is organizations large and small are seeking to find the really valuable use cases for them to implement with AI. So at Absa, like every other organization, we'll have done hundreds of experiments with generative AI, etc. We've got our first 1 or 2 agentic AI type solutions that we're working on. But clearly, the important thing with any technology is how you use it to further your strategy, to live your purpose. And so when I say it's in a hype cycle, it simply means it's exploded on the scene, huge amount of excitement. Mm-hmm. With that excitement will, I suspect, come some disappointment. But I mean, no doubt in 12, 24, 36 months, we will see organizations really leveraging this technology and it becoming really quite competitive for them.
Indeed. So, but what can your customers be expecting when it comes to how are you implementing your AI adoption within the core divisions or the core banking segments within Absa? What can your customers be expecting?
Success for me would be it's actually quite invisible. Mm-hmm. I.e., you just come to go, wow, that was a phenomenal experience I had with Absa. Now, we have certain guardrails we've put in place. The difference on AI at the moment from other prior generations of technology, of course, is the fact that you can get into decision making means you need to ensure you build in your own responsible use policies into this technology. So certainly customers can expect Absa will be using this technology very responsibly, and we spent a lot of time thinking about that. But then for me, greater success would be you just go, wow, that was a wonderful experience with Absa. Now, it will need, obviously, to be quicker. That's one of the things you expect AI to be able to do. Help us scale more economically so we can attract more and more customers to the bank. But I don't really want to get to a position where customers go, oh, that was an AI experience or that was a human experience in Absa. We really want to get to a position where our colleagues are enabled to deliver great experiences to our customers. I will say, right now, we're not going to have AI making decisions directly to customers. We think it's still not established enough for that. So, but certainly using it to enable colleagues to assist customers is very much the approach we're taking right now.
Thank you, Johnson. I could be here all day asking lots and lots of questions, but I know that you're busy, but thank you ever so much for your time. Always a pleasure, and I thank you for your wonderful insights.
Real pleasure.
Thank you.